Hey everybody, happy Friday. Dan the real estate man here. Was just sitting here, had a pretty cool closing last week and was just about to do a social media post for it like I typically do, and was just kind of reflecting on it, and probably one of the cooler closings or experiences I've had in real estate. Kind of an emotional one for my seller who had lived in her home for over 20 years. Kind of developed a pretty cool bond with her, but how it all came about is she lives right down the street from my house, and I had noticed that the house was for sale last year with a different realtor, and it never sold. It was a cute little house on a cool little street and seemed solid from the outside, and was just kind of really curious about it. Then over the winter, I noticed it went up for sale by owner. And that's really kind of when it caught my attention and my interest, just because I was just baffled that in this market, a cute house like that downtown hadn't sold. So I stopped by the house 4 or 5 times at least, knocked on the door. No one ever answered. I wrote her probably 4 or 5 letters. I stopped by, knock on the door, leave my card. I probably did that for a couple months straight every week, just probably because it was close to my house, and also because I was just really curious about it. And then finally, one day I get this call from this gal, this single elderly woman, and she wants to meet. So this really kind of caught me off guard. I kind of had forgotten about it, kind of put it behind me, thought nothing was going to come of it. And so anyways, I went over to her house and we met and had a great conversation. Like I said, I was more curious than anything. And she brings out this huge heap of marketing material from other realtors that had been more or less soliciting her for the listing, and everything you can imagine: CMAs, marketing packages, cards, stuff like that. And she said, why I called you is because you were very persistent but not pushy, but also because you hand wrote every card and or every letter, and I feel like she just said I had a good feeling about you. So I said, hey, I appreciate that. That's kind of what I pride myself on. Anyways, we sat down, kind of went over what obstacles she was going to have listing the house. The house was over 100 years old. It really needed some work. So we talked about that, talked about what buyers wanted to see in a house, talked about the market, talked about how we were going to market her home specifically, and just kind of went over everything top to bottom and put a plan together. And the main thing I told her was, hey, look, I can't guarantee that I'm going to sell your house for X amount, or, we're going to do it in a certain amount of days. But, what I can guarantee is that I'll be here with you every step of the way, and one way or another, we'll get it done. And, she agreed to that. And, after she had told me what her past experience was with her realtor, I'm not surprised that she was reluctant to use a realtor again. And but for whatever reason, we decided to push forward with it, and that was probably in April or May, and here we are at the end of the summer, and just got out of the closing table and signed, and it was just really kind of surreal for her, because she was really attached to the home, obviously, and surreal for me that because of something that I did, or something that maybe she saw in me, caused this to happen. I'm not saying it was just me, but sometimes right before you're about to give up, something really cool happens, and me and her, we kind of developed a cool little bond over it. So pretty cool. Just thought I'd share. maybe you can take something away from it. But hope you're having a good day. Dan the Real Estate Man signing off.